I've talked about luck in the past and how I believe luck as a concept isn't necessarily something that should be subscribed to. I would argue that luck itself is simply a matter of preparation. Let me explain what I mean. You could have an absolutely beautiful woman walking by you in the gym, in the coffee shop, at the restaurant, in the grocery store. Doesn't matter. Any man who is considered lucky is going to strike up a conversation with her, make her laugh, get her number, take her on a date, and eventually marry the chick and have a wonderful family. The men who consider themselves unlucky, I would argue that they are the same men who that woman would not give a second thought to. Let me explain. If you have not trained, if you have not made something of yourself physically, if you have not made sure that you are charming, if you have not honed in your social skills, if you have not taken care of yourself in any manner of speaking, if you have not excelled in every area of life outside of dating, if you haven't made yourself a man worth that woman's time, she'll ignore you. That's not luck. That's preparation. The guy who struck up a conversation with her and ended up marrying her and having a beautiful family, he was already winning. He was prepared for that interaction. That's the difference. Let's take the career opportunity of a lifetime as an example. Let's say you work for a company and a position opens up way above you, way above your current pay grade. The lucky individual is the individual who was the most prepared, whether it be he or she had the right connections, they had the right social network. They built that social network off of competence and off of performance and off of them kicking ass in their particular job. That person is considered lucky. I would argue they are prepared. They busted their ass day in and day out in their job. They socialized with their coworkers, everyone, treated everyone exactly the same, didn't grovel to the people above them, but instead treated them as human beings, which is new, oddly enough, and even then offered value to the people above them, which also threw them for a loop because they're used to people trying to get something out of them. All of that stuff added up over time, and when that position opened up, guess who got the job? The lucky one. No, the prepared one. Are there certain scenarios in life where it is pure dumb luck that things happen for the better? Yeah, they do happen. That's just gravy, though. I would focus on the kind of luck that you can control, the kind of luck that comes about because you're prepared, the kind of luck that comes about because you've tried your absolute hardest. This is the funny thing about life. If you actually try your best in every single realm, you try your best with your fitness, you try your best with your career, you try your best with your relationships, family, friends, romantic, doesn't matter. If you try your best in every single realm, you seem to get lucky very often. Why is that? Because you have momentum, because you've prepared yourself over years. You ever see those people who they'll win the lottery and then they'll turn around and they'll blow all of that money in one go? They'll be broke again within a year or two. They weren't worthy of that money. They won that money by sheer dumb luck, yes, but they weren't worthy of it, and so they lost it all. Same goes for these crypto dorks who catch a pump and now they're worth millions, and then they end up losing it all because they keep gambling and think they can multiply it again, and then lose all of their millions, continuing to gamble or just spending their money on cars and endless nights at the club and endless bottles of champagne trying to get girls to come to the table and on and on and on. Some people do win by sheer luck, but they end up losing in the end because they weren't ready. Some people are indeed just given a position of major power. Say you work in the family business and now you run the company. You're the CEO. You are a CEO at fucking 30 or 25 or however young your parents decide to give the company over to you. If you have not prepared, if you have not worked your ass off, if you have not worked at every single stage of that company to understand exactly how it works and what that company needs, if you have not prepared, you will run that company into the ground and squander the opportunity of a lifetime. The luck that you had will have been thwarted by your own brutal laziness. Is there such a thing as luck? Yes, but I would argue that most luck is simply preparation. In fact, all luck is preparation, because when you do start winning by pure luck, if you are not prepared, you will lose it all. Understand that. My name is Christopher Strobach. I get on here and I rant about anecdotal mindsets I happen to have that I find are extremely useful to me. My hope being is that they're extremely useful to you. If you found any value in anything that I just said, by all means, make use of it. If you want to connect with me, talk to me, message me, anything along those lines, there are various buttons in the description below my face. Click those buttons, don't click those buttons, I don't really care. What I do care about is that you get after it, kick some ass. I'll see you next time.